Welcome back to the second day of the North American Invitational Sevens, exclusively on Flow Rugby. Midday session continues here from Field 2. U18 Girls Bowl semifinal between the San Mateo Wolverines and the Pleasanton Lady Cavaliers. The Cavaliers will kick off. San Mateo in white defending the sticks down to the left. And they'll try to get started early. And they'll move quickly. Yep, just like the 15s, you can have somebody on the field wearing a helmet. It's passed well, though. Offloaded well. Shoved out of the way. Not quite all the way in yet. Huge contact. The earth has shaken a couple of times already. No score yet. San Mateo, though, knocking on the door. It'll feel like an oil painting and not a photo finish that they can dot down. She's got to be able to put the ball on the turf, and right now, it's a bit of a holdup at the goal line. And finally, the whistle is blown. Wow, what a start to this match. We've had a little bit of everything. And right now, somebody is down for San Mateo. It's never a good sign when everybody takes a knee. What a physical start to this match. Hope that young lady's okay. So while we have a moment, I want to get everybody caught up on what else is going to happen on this field the rest of the afternoon, because the picture is starting to come into focus a little bit. Again, Field 1 will be where we have most of the Cup final contest this afternoon. Here on Field 2, we'll have most of the bronze finals. Here's what we have next here. 12:40, that's next. U18 Boys Elite Cup semifinal between Rebel Rugby Academy and Berks County Rugby. At 1 o'clock Mountain, U18 Boys Elite Bowl semifinal between the Pioneers 7 Select and Atlantis Black. 1:20 U16 Boys Tier 1 Cup semifinal between Rebel Rugby Academy and Atlantis. Then I think we're going to take a break, and she needs help getting off the field, but at least she is on her feet walking. 2 o'clock, U23 Men's Cup final between Rhinos Rugby and Silicon Valley RFC. That's going to be a tremendous game. I know it in my bones already. 2:20, U18 Boys Bronze, USA Rugby South Panther Academy against the San Mateo Wolverines. 2:40, U18 Girls Bronze, Rhinos Academy against an opponent to be determined. And then there'll be some other bronze games. And then at 4:20, there's going to be a U23 women's game. Round robin between Badger Academy and Utah Lions. That'll be the final game on this pitch. We're trying to fill in the gaps in between here. And we have another whistle as Pleasanton right now just trying to get out of its own shadows of the sticks. Looks like a scrum is going to form just shy of the goal line here. San Mateo thought they should have had some early points. They will get another chance here. Curled around quickly. Is she in? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. At long last, San Mateo have what they've come for. Well, the explosive start to the match has served its purpose now as the Wolverines get on the board early. Unfortunately, the conversion is going to be from a bit of a far away. Again, no tee. She's got to kick it from where they dot down. Doesn't make. San Mateo, though, looked like they're in pretty good shape in the early going, up 5-0. And they've had all the territory so far. The NAI7s brands itself as the best funded and most tailored rugby festival in North America. The event includes team-building activities, music, vendors, and food pavilions. I think we had a ukulele playing earlier. This all helps people enjoy their time at the facility while watching some of the best youth rugby in the continent. For more information on the tournament, visit NAI7s.com. Again, NAI, the number 7, the letter S.com. This takes a bounce, and San Mateo's going to play it, which means that Pleasanton's going to get the ball at midfield. So San Mateo's had the ball, it feels like, for an eternity. If you're Pleasanton, the good news is you've only given up 5 points. A lot of shirt tugging. And we have a whistle, and they say high tackle. It's a baby high tackle because she was pawing at the top of the shirt, which is why the referee said, I'm calling it. It's not a card, but you can't do that. So Pleasanton with some possession and territory now. Blinking right, turning left. The game is tied. So somebody in blue pressed the easy button. Now here comes the hard part. This conversion's from a bit of a ways away. She made it. Pleasanton is in front. So that should give them a lot of momentum here. You hear the supporters realizing that they got off to a rough start, but they have found their way ahead here. Is that the ukulele again? End over end, San Mateo going back to work here. A miscommunication, it's been spilled. They got to pick it up, and they do. They might try to reverse course. Able to fly through and then drag down from behind. We have a whistle as somebody entered from the side. You can only come in from the front or from behind. Out of my way, she says. And she's rambling. She's running. Can anybody catch her? She realizes that somebody might be on the way, so she gets a little bit of a boost the last second, and Chou dots down to give San Mateo the lead right back. So back and forth action. We had a bit of a slow start. Somebody needed some help getting off the field, but outside of that, we've had ourselves a lot of fun here so far. Coming up, what we think is the final minute of play here in the first half. San Mateo in front of Pleasanton, 12-7. $90 degrees in Salt Lake City. Looking at the radar again. Don't see any rain on the way just yet. A lot of it is east of Salt Lake City, out near Duchesne and the Wasatch Cache National Forest. So after all that nonsense, it comes back to Pleasanton at midfield. Well, we've certainly reached the last of the 420 seconds of the first half here. The pushing continues, and somebody for San Mateo might have gotten away with kicking it. You can't use your hands in the ruck. You have to use your feet. That's where you use your hands and arms. Good tackle. And continue to move forward. And we have a whistle, and somebody for the Wolverines was a bit too overly aggressive, the referee says. This is kicked into touch, and Pleasanton says, we've had enough. Oh, wait a second. Nope, she's not kicked into the touch. It was a free kick, so there will be a line out here. So this should be the final play of the first half. I thought for a moment, for about 0.2 of a second, well, she kicked it into touch. I don't know why. It's the end of the half. The team's not in front. So this sets up a line out here for Pleasanton. This is swatted away like volleyball. San Mateo will come away with it. If they were to kick it into touch here, the half would be over. But they want more. Everybody wants more. The referee says this was knocked ahead. And he says nobody is getting any more. We're switching ends. Halftime here at Field 2 in this U18 Girls Bowl semifinals. The San Mateo Wolverines 12 and the Pleasanton Lady Cavaliers 7. Back with a second half in a moment from Salt Lake City. This is the NAI7s on Flow Rugby. Welcome back to Field 2 here at the Regional Athletic Complex in Salt Lake City. Second half of this U18 Girls Bowl semifinal here on Flow Rugby. The San Mateo Wolverines about to kick off. They lead the Pleasanton Lady Cavaliers 12-7. It takes a strange bounce. We have a whistle, though. The referee says, nope, it's not that easy. And it looks like it'll be brought back on a knock-on. So a scrum will form. And we'll see what happens next here as both teams are settling in what's been a tight game throughout the entirety. San Mateo had all kinds of possession of the early going. It took forever for them to score the opening points, though. Pleasanton came back, took the lead. And then San Mateo got the last points in that first half. Now the scrum will ensue. Overran it. Otherwise, she might have had an opportunity to just hook and go towards that try zone. And now referee, I think, wants a do-over anyway. He didn't like it. He says, I know you ladies can do better. You can't do that. Remember, it's not just being in charge of the game. The referee is like an educator right now. So now it'll be a scrum for Pleasanton. And they'll try to move quickly. Good fake as San Mateo may be overly aggressive. And here come the Lady Cavaliers. Down the stretch they come. May as well be at Pimlico or Churchill Downs. The Cavaliers are going to have the opportunity to take the lead here. They made something out of nothing, as you often do in this sport. Pleasanton back in front by 2. Okay, so here's what I've got left here on this field. Up next, U18 Boys Elite Cup semifinal, Rebel Rugby Academy taking on Berks County Rugby. 1 o'clock, U18 Boys Elite Bowl semifinal, Pioneers 7 Select versus Atlantis Black. 1:20, U16 Boys Tier 1 Cup semifinal, Rebel Rugby Academy versus Atlantis. Then I think we're taking a brief break. 2 o'clock Mountain, U23 Men's Cup final, Rhinos Rugby against Silicon Valley RFC. 2:20. U18 boys bronze, USA Rugby South Panther Academy against the San Mateo Wolverines. 2:40. U18 girls bronze, Rhinos Academy against, we don't know yet. 3 o'clock Mountain. U18 girls elite bronze. 3:20. U18 boys elite bronze. 3:40. U16 boys tier 1 bronze. 4 o'clock Mountain. U16 boys tier 2 bronze. You can sense a pattern here. This is the third place field today. If your team is in the final for a cup, it's probably going to be at field 1. Chris Hooks will escort you there this afternoon. We have a whistle, and somebody for San Mateo is down again. And one more thing, after the bronze matches, there'll be one final game on this field at 4:20 Mountain, a U23 women's game between Badger Academy and Utah Lions. This game is obviously very physically demanding. You have players of all sizes. You appreciate seeing that diversity of physical presence in the 15s game when you have these small scrum halves that can fly down the field. The fly half, lean and mean, only eats protein, can kick the ball magnificent distances. Then you have the props that toss those players in the air. And when they're rambling down the field for half the length to score a try, you say to yourself, wow, if this guy can do that, then why can't I? You just appreciate how demanding the sport can be and how these young ladies are just trying to get better with every single match they play. And how in terrific shape you must be to play 7s, because there are only 7 of you, and the pitch is the same size as it is for the 15s. So when somebody is obviously in discomfort, you hope she's all right, but you also appreciate how remarkable it is that this doesn't happen as often as it has here. Never mind that it's also the heat of summer in Utah. 90 degrees right now, 25% humidity, so it doesn't feel humid. It's not like we're in a tropical forest, or if we're in Florida where it rains almost every day out of the year. It got up to 100 yesterday. I'm not sure we're going to get there today. We are also grateful for not just the on-field officials in charge of the games, but for the people who put this tournament together, as well as the medical staff to ensure that something like this happens, then a player is able to get off the field safely. When I worked this tournament last year, it was towards the end of day 1. Somebody, I think it might have been a U18 girls game at the end of the day, somebody was in clear distress following a collision on the field, and they had to bring the ambulance out, and it delayed the game for about a half hour to make sure that she was going to be okay. So we're certainly aware that this sport, there are risks with it, but we're grateful for all the coaches that teach these young players how to play it properly, how to safely make a tackle, how to safely absorb getting hit, and how to make sure that you are in proper physical condition to be able to play this game the way that it was intended. Pleasanton with a scrum here following the break. We have another whistle. And the referee says that somebody came in and lost their feet. So Pleasanton will get the ball back here. But this one is over her head. It's been spilled. Can Pleasanton recover it? Might be best off just kicking it out of bounds right now, but instead, they're able to recover it. The referee finally blows the whistle, says it was knocked ahead, and I think for Pleasanton, that's a break because that could have ended badly for them. So a scrum will come up here as both teams will get a chance to restart. Referee advising both rows of what he expects. No, he's not reading them their rights. He's just saying make sure that you engage properly with each other. Can San Mateo get this together? Scrum collapses, but no whistle. Perhaps both sides were guilty. Another good move there, but San Mateo onto it this time. Continuing to bars the way through. The Lady Cavs have not been short on hustle in this game. If they handle the ball well, that's going to help them ride out the rest of this clock. And it looks like San Mateo wrested it away. No whistle, so it must be legal, and somebody for San Mateo takes a bit of a beating. Backward steps are sometimes part of the process, and this is a whistle against San Mateo. Somebody may have entered from the side there. So the Cavaliers, how much time can they take off the clock here? They'll kick it to the touch. Is it over? No, it's not. It was just a free kick. So they advance and they'll set up for a line out here. If the Lady Cavs can secure the line out properly without any fuss, then they might be in a position to end this game. And it looks like they're going to make a substitution or two. Get some fresh horses in there. For San Mateo, to borrow a line from Bob Cousy in Blue Chips. You've got horses. What you need are thoroughbreds. Can the Wolverines get some thoroughbreds to get some late game magic here? They have intercepted a line out. Can they create something here in the final seconds? And we have a whistle. This is knocked ahead. That's not going to help San Mateo at all. The referee looks at his watch. There'll be a scrum for Pleasanton. San Mateo basically needs to steal the scrum here. There can't be much time left. The referee giving final instructions. He said everything except touch gloves and come out fighting. And now he blows his whistle because he does not like the way it's formed. He's telling the front row, I think collectively for San Mateo, yes, you may be taller than the front row for the other team, but come down and let them bind together. Again, you got to work together, then work against each other. Good pursuit by San Mateo, but it'll be kicked out of bounds, and that's the game. Well, it wasn't pretty at the end, but Pleasanton able to get it done and defeat San Mateo 14-12 in this U18 Girls Bowl semifinal. They're not going to be playing for the cup, but those are some happy young ladies over there. Winning never gets old. Coming up next, we have a U18 Boys Elite Cup semifinal between Rebel Rugby Academy and Berks County Rugby. That game is going to be a lot of fun. Please stay with us here on Flow Rugby.